Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amber Bradley here with Joe LaRocca. You can always follow us on Twitter at MyCalibration and at LaRoccaJ.
That's right.
So we have been on the advice train for 2017.
We've been on it all day.
We've been on lots of trains today, but the most valuable for you, the viewer, is the advice train, especially with our resident expert with 30 years
with
retail
Amber Bradley.
Yeah, with myself. So, hey, Joe. Hey, I think we'll ask you some advice questions.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
So,
on the hot seat again.
Yes. So one of our Twitter questions that people tweeted in to make sure that we ask you is, there's been some transitions in retail recently. So kind of talking about if you're in law enforcement and you want to get into retail, or you're in retail and maybe thinking that next career move, give us some advice from a transition perspective. How should people tackle that?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I thought so. Good job.
Good job,
Twitter
Amber.
user.
Good job. Well, I think listen to everyone who has an idea and a thought, people that know you and can help you guide your career. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and talk to people in your network. Send them a message and make sure that people are looking out for you to see if there's any opportunities. But some advice that you probably won't read too many places, that I know I offer this to the law enforcement people quite a bit. Really think about what job you're interested in, what you're interviewing for. Here's what I mean by that. If you say, I want to be a director of loss prevention somewhere, I want to be the head of loss prevention somewhere, you are automatically going to need to think about the retailers that are based in your area, or you need to be open to a relocation. You can't say, I want to be the head of Macy's and not move to New York. You can't say, I want to be the head of Luxottica and not move to Ohio.
They don't do that remote? No.
Those jobs are based in corporate.
No work from home situation?
Probably not.
As a director?
Probably not.
Oh.
And if they were, you still need to be flexible enough to say, I will do whatever it takes to get this job. But if relocation is not one of those things, chances are it's not going to be the job for you. So
be realistic.
Be realistic. And the first thing to think about, I always tell people, what is it that you really want to do? Do you want to be in the field? Great. You can work for any number of retailers. Do you really want to be a corporate? And if you do, find companies with corporate offices in places you're willing to relocate. And then once you're there,
put your house on the market.
Well,
go.
Look.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look, relocation is not an easy decision.
No,
it's not. You need to take it
especially
into account your family,
Aunt Bertha's
your
there,
friends. That's right.
And you've
Exactly.
spent 15 years, and all your high school friends.
That's right. And look, there are retail corporate headquarters located all over the country, and the big names immediately come to mind. But keep in mind that local and regional retailers that have 20, 50, 100 stores aren't probably going to be at the top of your mind, but you may not even know they exist in that market. And it might be just down the street from your
and a great opportunity.
I'll give you a great example. I grew up in a little city, Westlake Village, which is in Ventura County, California. I had no idea the Guitar Center was based, seriously, 5 blocks from where I grew up. If I was an LP manager or district and I was looking at being in the corporate office without relocating, without moving anywhere, that would have been an opportunity. But now living in LA, or if you move to Washington, D.C., in D.C. you're limited to 4 or 5 different companies without a relocation. So think about what it is you want to do.
Get the remote job from the Russians.
Or the remoat job. Well, that's
the Russians
right.
That are
if you want to
right there in D.C.
If you want to be a remote hacker, then you could probably work from anywhere.
Not that we're promoting hacking jobs, but I did see one on Craigslist from the Russians.
I think you were kind of going there.
I'm just saying there's all kinds of things you can find on Craigslist. Not really resume worthy, but
Indeed.
Indeed.com. Just Indeed.com.
Indeed.com.
You've moved around a lot.
I haven't.
You haven't at all.
Haven't.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I haven't.
I've
had 3, not counting my own company, I've only had 2 corporate jobs in the last 20 years.
You're a long-termer. Right.
Yeah.
So were you willing to relocate, Joe, or are you not taking, you're just saying?
I did relocate.
You did.
For the National Retail Federation, I relocated from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
So I did.
Well, that's a cross-country move.
I did make the change. And I would also note, and there's you hit it off by saying there's a lot of transition and changes in the industry. I was the victim of a layoff at the Walt Disney Company. Who knew Mickey would lay somebody off?
Oh, Mickey. Horrible.
Probably one of the best things that could have happened in my career, because it forced me to go do something different, and had really a dream job at the NRF. How many LP executives do you know that tour every major federal agency, testify before Congress, do every major talk show? I had the opportunity to do things I never could have done at Disney, and
But we do love the mouse.
Really
to
love
clarify.
Disney and love the company, but don't let a reduction in force or a layoff. That's not the end of the career. That's the beginning of the next chapter.
Yeah, don't let it get you down. Just watch
That's
our
right.
advice column. You've tuned into the LPNN advice column.
And now we're going
to send it back to Gus, the giver of all, really
the giver of all good
advice.
information.
Back to you, Gus.